So the first step is going to be downloading the bulk ops report and the budgeting report, and those are going to be found in bulk ops and measuring and reporting, sponsored ads reports. So I have those already open here. So you'll want to go into here, create a report, sponsor products, select the budgeting report. You can do this for any of the ad types so that the budgeting report is available now or in the future, but for now I'm just going to do it with sponsor products, and I'm going to keep it simple and just go with the last 7 days. Feel free to do this in whatever time range you want to, and exclude the 48-hour attribution window, include it, whatever you feel is best, but for the example here I'll do that 7-day window. Then go into the bulk tab, make sure that everything is checked because we're only doing sponsored products today. That's the only one that should be unchecked, and then just choose that same date range that you chose on the first report. And then once those are downloaded, open those up. I have some pre-downloaded ones here with the columns scrunched up so that the data can remain confidential. And the first thing you're going to do here with the bulk ops report is go into the portfolios. Grow this a little bit for you. Delete the portfolios tab, and then create a new tab. And then we can go to the budgeting report, and you'll want to copy campaign name, which is column, at the time of this recording, it's column E, all the way to average time and budget. So those 6 columns, you can do this on Excel or Google Sheets. It doesn't make a difference. Everything is exactly the same. So I'm now going to paste those columns into Sheet 1. And the next step is to go all the way to the right on the bulk ops tab, and let's just call this, let's call it time and budget. And this is probably the trickiest part now, which is just putting the formula in. I'll have the formula in the notes as well. It's just VLOOKUP, and then you're going to want to select, try to zoom in here a little bit more. VLOOKUP, go to the campaign name, which is column L, and then hit comma, and then go to sheet 1 where you pasted the budgeting report, and just select all 6 columns. And I do Control-Shift and hit down, and then you need to make those absolute references. And because the time and budget is in the 6th column, you'll want to do comma 6 and then comma 0 to make it so it's an exact match. And then once that's entered, just drag it down all the way, select this column to change it to percentages, and that's basically it. So now's the fun part where we actually get to do some filtering. So I'll set the filters to the top of this. The first thing I'll do is select product targeting or keywords, and then go to each of these states for campaign, ad group, and then state. For this account, everything is already enabled, but on your account it might be a little bit different. Just make sure you're dealing with all enabled rows. And then for the first example, we can sort by largest to smallest, and this is a really good picture that we have here. So we have the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's roughly 10-ish. So we can see the top 10 targets in this whole count, and we can see how long they're in budget. Now, your strategy may vary, but I know that personally, if I see the top 10 sales drivers in an account, all things aside, I'm probably going to want them in budget pretty much 100% of the time. So just doing this simple filter is showing us where there's some issues that we might want to tend to as far as moving these targets into their own campaigns, or just increasing the budget on the campaigns that they're in. Another filter that we could apply is if we do, let's say, orders greater than 3, and say that the target ACOS on this account is 30%. So we'll do 0.3, and then we want to see time and budget less than 80%. So right here we've got a great example of a small data set that we can take action on pretty quickly, where these targets have gotten at least a few orders in the last 7 days, they're running below or at target ACOS, and they're not in budget 20% of the day. So you can see where this is pretty powerful. I see that there are a few auto campaigns in here as well, so those are things that you can also exclude out if you just filtered out substitutes, loose match, close match, complements. But overall, I think you get the picture of how this can be used, so I hope that it's helpful. In the next few weeks, I'm going to show how this can actually be done using the API, automated in the cloud, to run once a night, once a week, and then send a Slack DM to either yourself or one of your account managers to say, hey, there are new targets in the top 10% of the account that are not in budget 100% of the time, or whatever you want to set the parameters to. So if that's something that interests you, keep an eye out for it. But other than that, feel free to reach out if you have any questions or need any assistance with this. And yeah, I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks.